Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, January 9th. I am Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner. I am joined by Mark Talercia, who's also a certified financial planner. Mark, did you do all of your continuing education before the end of the year?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I did. I got it all in. And you know what? I hate to say it, but when you do this stuff, they give you this big course that you're supposed to work your way through. And, some of these courses can honestly take you 2 hours to complete. And then once you finish the course, you have to go in and do the exam. Well, some of the stuff, like when it comes to HSAs, I feel like I know my stuff. So I just skipped the course and went straight to the exam. And,
Did you fail a couple times?
100%. No, not at all.
Never?
No, even with, even with the ethics.
Yeah.
100. It's like, I know this stuff, right?
Yeah, you do. You're good. You're good.
Once you've seen this stuff a couple times, you kind of know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
In terms of the right answer.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So I'm done. I'm good. I'm good for 2 years.
Woo. 2 years from now, you might want to do a whole nother thing. Mark's thinking about the chartered financial analyst.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like a challenge, I like having something to
That'll
work
be
towards.
a challenge. All right, man.
Yeah. We'll see. I think that's a retirement goal.
Okay. Well, I have other goals. You'll be speaking fluent Italian with maybe you'll become a CFA in Italy.
That's never, unless I live there. I've come to accept the fact that unless I live there, that's just not going to happen.
It's hard, right?
It's very hard.
Well, all right. Well, I've mastered English, so I'm feeling good about that. We're here trying to help you make better financial decisions. If you've got a question, just go to jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Write us a note. If you want to join us live, check the box, and Mark will do everything else. That is what Tammy did. Tammy joins us from the western part of the United States. Tammy, how are you?
Well, good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you, Jill and Mark, for having me on your show.
Oh, we're very excited. What can we do for you? What brings you to us?
Well, I am a career government employee, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm eligible for my pension, and it continues to grow every month that I work. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do something else with my time and even do a career change where I'm adding more value, not that I don't already, but more value to, let's say, maybe a nonprofit agency or where I could spend time really enriching more individuals than what I'm doing right now.
All right. So how old are you right now, Tammy?
I am 57, 58 next year.
Okay. So are you partnered, married, single?
I am partnered, but we keep our finances separate.
What is the game plan if you were to retire? Let's just say you gave your notice at the end of this year. And what happens with the pension? What's the amount?
Presently, it's $6,200 per month. Mm-hmm. And that will just continue to go up, $10 to $15 per month until I retire.
Okay. And if you were to call it quits at the end of this year, you could defer that and claim it whenever you want. Is there some point at which the pension kind of tops out? You're done? Is it sort of like Social Security, or does it keep growing no matter how long you wait?
That I don't know. But if I retired, I would take it now.
Okay. So let's look at this as if, for a frame of reference, let's pretend you give your notice at the end of this year. And then next year when you turn 58, you're going to get a new career, whatever you decide to do, right?
Yes.
And your new career, how much would you guess you could earn in that whatever that new job is? Like, what are you making now as a government employee?
I'm making just over $100,000 per year.
Okay. Is it plausible that we should assume you could make, say, something less than that because you're changing, right?
Yeah.
50,000, 60,000. What do you think is the right number?
I'm going to say, with what I've seen so far,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say anywhere between 50 and 60 if I stayed full time. And I have a lot of background where that would give me some flexibility if I went into the nonprofit field or stayed in the government field even.
Okay. That's great. Amazing. Okay. So if you were to do that at age 58, I'm going to use 50. I always like to go low. If you're going to make that 50, plus you've got your $6,200 a month, which also comes with healthcare, right? Like, don't you still get your healthcare coverage?
Only for a certain use of the balance of sick leave that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I have probably 3 years worth of value of healthcare that I would be able to purchase through like my state system.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'd have to go, let's say, like onto the exchange or be currently getting healthcare through a second employer.
Okay. But, you do plan to work. So,
Yes.
okay. In the pension benefit, that's $6,200 a month, do you think that you could live on that? I know that you have a partner and you keep your money separate, but would that pension benefit cover a lot of the needs that you need to cover that, I know it's pre-tax, but let's call it 75 grand a year.
I believe it would.
It would.
I've looked at like my expenses. I have other funds. I
Okay.
do believe that it would cover what I need
Okay.
at a minimum and even
Okay.
probably give me a little cushion.
Oh my God, this is great. Okay, so Tammy, do you use the thrift savings plan through the government?
The pension is like a defined benefit plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a second bit of money in there, which is a 401k pre-tax.
Okay.
And then through another program, I have a 457B.
Okay. So let's get that. And the 457 is also pre-tax. What are the values of those accounts? The 401k pre-tax, how much is that worth?
Right now, 46,000.
And what about the 457?
I have Roth and pre-tax. So right now, the Roth portion is 122,000 and the pre-tax is 320,000.
Holy smokes, mamacita. You're doing great. So that's all those retirement funds also going to make, that career shift so much easier, right? 'Cause
Yes.
you'll have that. What about non-retirement accounts?
So I have my savings,
Mm-hmm.
which is a combination of cash, CDs, I-bond, which is at 113,000. And then like my regular checking is around $5,000 to $8,000.
Okay.
I have an inherited IRA of 68,000 right now.
Is that inherited IRA the kind that has to be out within 10 years or is it old?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what was the balance of that?
68,000.
Okay, gotcha. And when did that person pass away?
2020.
Are you just taking out a little bit at a time at this point?
Yes, I'm content to let it sit. I realize
Mm-hmm.
that's a tax question potentially, but I'm content to let it sit.
Okay.
And only pull if I have to. So I've been monitoring, and I don't think I have to pull it any this year, an RMD, but I think for sure I have to next year.
Okay. And what about a brokerage account? Do you have one of those as well?
I'll say yes and no, meaning right now that inherited IRA is with Schwab. So I think that's sort of like brokerage.
Okay. But nothing that you've done in addition to your retirement savings?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about your house? Do you own it?
I rent, so no.
Okay. Any change in your dwelling situation that you can anticipate when we make the shift for your new career I'm excited about?
Not today, however. I own property, and my thought is I may actually build a home out there.
Okay.
So at some point, that will be something that will be possibly in my future. And when my family member passed away, I have eventually property that will sell. I say eventually because it's land that will sell like for business purposes. So it'll be worth maybe 400,000 when it sells.
Holy smokes. Okay. And when do you think that's going to happen?
Oh, it just depends.
Wow.
You have to make it work with whatever the city planners want.
Yeah.
So that's been the challenge, but it's in an active, super highly active area. So it's just a matter of time, I would think.
Holy smokes. And the property that you own, what is that raw property, that land worth?
It's worth probably 150,000.
If you wanted to build a house today, what do you think it would cost you to do that? Or would you wait until the land is sold and then use those proceeds to build a house?
So at the moment, I don't think I would sell, but I kind of go with the flow of life. So I don't think I would sell yet. But if I was to build on it, I would probably be around 320 to maybe 400. And what I don't know if that includes if that's just the home itself or if that includes the cost of like, getting the property prepared.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been watching this one seller or builder of homes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's anywhere between 320 to 400, but then it depends upon how big of a house I want. So I can control that.
Okay. All right. This is great. This is all good. You don't spend a lot of money.
I don't.
Okay. So what is it that we can give you that would provide you with some ability to go through this process of transitioning out of the government and doing whatever the heck you want? What can I tell you that will give you comfort? Like the numbers look great. They really do. So it's the pension. It's the fact that you would still be willing to make money. It's all the saving that you've done. It's this, these sort of background balance sheet items, the land, the property, the raw land, the inherited stuff. I mean, there's a lot of money here and you've done an incredible job. Is there something that makes you nervous about the transition besides just the fact that it's so worrisome always to make a transition?
So yes, it's worrisome to make the transition. And I think if anything, it would be the outsider looking in from the two of you in terms of with all the wealth of information you bring to the table and how you look at these scenarios that we present to you, which is, and I forgot to mention, I have long-term care insurance. I pay $168 per month on long-term care insurance.
Oh my gosh.
And I just want to make sure that, yes, that I'm in a good place, that I'm thinking about the things I should be thinking about. I hear you talk about to your callers about having extra cash on hand, which is why I started making sure I was boosting my savings. And I'm all Roth right now and just trying to do these things that way. I want flexibility and I don't want to have all the money that I would have stuck in, let's say, a retirement account.
I mean, I think you look to be in fantastic shape, and I will bring Mark on the air to let him weigh in. But Mark, considering that Tammy has this pension, you're also going to be entitled to Social Security later. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so she can pension Social Security. She's got like $500,000 saved in some various retirement accounts, another 120 grand in savings, the inherited IRA, the land. Do you want to 0 to 10? 10 is you have great confidence in Tammy's ability to make this career shift. What do you rate her?
She's beyond. Are you kidding me? This is like
an 11.
This is no brainer. I mean, she spends no money. She's got a huge pension. She's got $500,000 saved. She's got a chunk of land that's going to bring in nearly another $500,000. I mean, Tammy, you're good to go.
I mean, totally amazing. Just absolutely amazing. And so, Tammy, the thing that I think is always anxiety provoking is the change itself. And so, this is the whole reason I wrote The Great Money Reset, because I found it interesting. Like when my friend Brian's like, what are you thinking about? Like it's COVID, what's going on? And I said, it's amazing. All of these people who are in really good financial shape want the permission to do something different. That's what I'm hearing from you, Tammy, that you need to remind yourself, hey, I have done a good job objectively. These two banana heads called Jill and Mark think I'm in okay shape. You're not just in okay shape, you're in very good shape. Now, I'm also going to say that as much as you keep your money separate, that's great. I guess that I want to make sure you are doing is, since you keep your money separate, do you have your estate documents done?
Yes.
Okay, yep. Great.
Yes.
And that as long as you have that, and you feel comfortable and you're very clear in your intentions, I think you should do this. And I think you should do whatever you want. And by the way, the only thing you really need in your next job, well, you need two things. This is the harder one. The hard thing is you have to find something that fulfills you.
Yes.
The second thing is I just want you to get health insurance. But that's it. Those are the two things I want. For you, that's what I would like. And honestly, let's say you don't have, maybe you found like two great jobs. One has health insurance, one doesn't. And the one that doesn't is really the one you're favoring. I don't want you to be spooked by not having insurance, because what you could do is you could go to the marketplace. You could go and buy yourself insurance if you needed to. You have that flexibility. So if you're seeking flexibility, here's a really good thing to remember. You have it. You are a career government employee who deserves every dollar of that pension. For everyone listening, doesn't sound like Tammy B made a ton of money throughout her career, but you socked a lot of money away. You really did. And you lived within your means. So I feel like this is our gift to you. Permission granted. Mark grants the permission.
Thank you.
She's so happy to hear that.
You've given me goosebumps.
Oh, Tammy B.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you got in touch with us. If you have a question, if something's going on, if something's mystifying or bugging you or keeping you up at night, get in touch with us. Let us help you. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. Let us know, because I think we can relieve a lot of the anxiety you might feel about your money. While you're on our website, which you should bookmark, check out all of our content. It does live there. Mark Talerce was the co-host and executive producer and king of all things web. We're distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you would not mind, please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. Put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Reach out to somebody. Do something nice. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Paramount Podcasts.